Yo, what is going on, people? It is Saturday night and next podcast is live. Guys, I want to declare...
It's late Saturday night.
I want to declare shenanigans, all right, is what I want to do. I think Yoshida hooked up with Phil Spencer. They heard what we were going to talk about today, you know, when it came to Sony and no E3, but then on Phil's side, with like the supposed no disc tray Xbox One S that might be coming out next year, they didn't want us to talk about it. So what they did was Phil decided that he was going to hold back my Windows update on my computer while Yoshida called over to AMD and was like, you know what? We can't let this guy Xbot update his graphics card either. So all that happened, and we are here, guys. We are here. Can I pat myself on the back a little bit?
You gave the worst excuse I ever heard in my life, but man, thank you. Me and Pred and hopefully Knox will get in here, and then we can save you from this debacle.
All right. Well, I gotta say, I used up all my energy trying to get this show to work right now. So I'm gonna do a regular kind of introduction. You heard him. He's coming live from the 405. My brother over there from GRG, part of the Next Podcast family. K-Mega, what is up, man?
What's up with you, brother, man? Nothing. You know what I'm saying? You know, here, you know how I do things at GRG. We're always punctual on time.
Yeah, dude, you can't. No.
And our shows are always an hour and a half to 2 hours long. So, you know what? I mean, we just, you know, sometimes you got to be in some places that just, you know, the ship crashes, but you know what I'm saying? That's all right. We got life preservers. I got you.
K-Mega, the funny thing was, like, me and Predator were actually in the, like, at GRG yesterday in the chat, like, waiting for it to start. Like, everybody in the chat's like, well, when is it going to happen? When are they going live? And then all of a sudden, next podcast is late as well. I don't know. I think it might be rubbing off on me a little bit.
It could be. You might be getting too comfortable. And I tell you this right now, man. You know what? I really appreciate. You know, one of the supporters there was giving me some advice and saying, "Hey, Mega, just kind of let it be free reign. Just kind of let the panel just do their thing, man. You know, don't cut them off." I said, "Okay." And you see 3-hour podcast because I didn't cut nobody off.
Did you shout him out afterward? Did you shout him out? Shout him out at the end of the show, like, "Yo, you see what happens, brother?"
Yeah, I did. I think I did. I don't know. I by that time I was so sauced up on the crown. I know what I was saying, but I was just saying, look, I was ready to end the night because while we was talking, we was having fun, and the next thing you know, I looked dinner, man. I said, "Oh my God, it's 11:30." I said, "Jesus!"
I know I was up still. You know, that's late for me.
Yeah, but it was a fun show. It was real wild, man. It was real wild. It was fun. But yeah, man, thanks for the introduction.
Yeah, no doubt. And we're gonna go with the smooth introduction right here. Of course, this man is ready to be a special guest on any of the podcasts out there in the community. Just give him a call, drop him a DM. You know, it's my brother Predator. What's going on, brother?
Not much, man. I've been Battlefield 5 all day.
Really?
All day.
Yeah.
All day. I'm not even exaggerating.
Dude,
day.
Do you mind giving us your impressions of it? Because I know a lot of people in the community are saying that's trash. You know, it's a pass. All this stuff. Well, if you're in it all day, you got to be liking it, right, man?
Oh, I love it. And the thing is, like right now, like all the the casuals aren't in there right now. All the hardcore gamers are in there that play this game. So they're actually using chat. We're actually strategizing. We're actually having fun. Because we actually talk through shit and do shit together. Whereas, probably next week this time I'll be in a dealing with a bunch of ass clowns who just want to run to
no mics
and sniping in the hill somewhere instead of taking on the objectives and stuff like that. So it's fun right now. I haven't really played much of the story, but I think we talked about that.
From what I hear, you don't have to play much, like 3 hours and you're done, man. Like,
yeah, I've only ever finished one Battlefield.
Well, okay, and see that's the thing. I haven't played the online multiplayer yet. I've just been on the story, and it's kind of weird because I beat the one story, but I can't unlock the other stories. I just got finished doing the French guy, and did
you just say you just got done doing the French guy?
Yes, did them good too. Yeah,
wow.
Did them on hardcore.
Wow, brother.
Yeah,
wow,
like that.
Brother.
Yeah, go ahead and record that. Anyway, I was playing it and it's doing the story mode, the separate stories like it did in the first one, which I love. I like a different I like the different protagonists that they did, and I love this the French the story of these Frenchmen. Well, they really were Africans fighting for the French, I should say, and they were kind of like telling their story, and then I got done with that, and I'm ready to get to the next one, and I'm like, what's going on? Why I can't open lock it? So hopefully they'll unlock. But yeah, I need to get dug in into the multiplayer, because now, since I took away everything that I possibly could do to go ahead and finally finish Red Dead, so and now I can finally play something else.
Dude, Red Dead is a game, like they have so many like kind of like climax moments in that game. You feel like you're almost done, and then the shit just hits the fan, and they push you off to a new part of the map, and basically you start all over again. Like, yo, the story in Red Dead 2 is absolutely bananas so far, man.
Oh, it is. Wait till you play the epilogues.
Epilogues is amazing, man. Well, the first epilogue, I was kind of like,
it's a little slow. The second one,
it was long too. I was like, damn. But yeah, well, they were, but the second one I really got into the second one, especially when man, it was great. It tied in everything.
Never mind. Like, we can't say that.
It's funny. Like, I was talking before the show, before we fucked up the first hangout, and I was saying I beat it. And my gameplay
was 4 hangouts that I put up.
Yeah, my gameplay today was actually going to be. I had a lot of spoilers in there, and I had to cut it. I took it out because it was like in-game shit. I was like, I can't use this. I didn't end up redoing my video, my gameplay for this week.
Well, yeah, and you heard me when I said, like, I like when people kind of put stuff in the gameplay. I like to see if people are paying attention and be like, yo, that's a spoiler or something like that. So I actually told Predator, yo, why'd you change it, man? But we do have some fire gameplay going on. I feel like you can see it right now. K Mega was the winner a couple weeks back. We didn't have next podcast last Saturday. We had this blending of next podcast and GRG come together and really put the most complete coverage on the XO event. I thought it was a great time, man. I had a blast. Lemon didn't talk any shit about me playing Halo. It was good. Yeah. But I would like to say we are waiting for the Rookie of the Year, and yes, I am stating it, the Rookie of the Year. This dude is burst on the scene with his YouTube channel and within the community. He was even on Crossfire with me, Mooch, and the guys last night. We're waiting on Knoxximus. If you guys can put out an APB out there on Twitter, let them know that the hangout is in our Twitter DM. You know what I'm saying? So I know he was ready to roll. He was in the first hangout. I think I lost him on that like second left that I did about 15 minutes ago.
Do I need to back out and jump into the other hangout and see if he's in there?
Yeah, you can do that. Look, I'm used to this, man.
I'll do it. I'll be right back.
Doing the dev and the gamer, you know what I'm saying? We can hold it down until, you know what I'm saying, so we can get the rest of the guys here. So yeah, I got this. Don't worry about it.
Well, Mega, we've known each other for so long. We just talk about games for like 2 hours, and there's a show right there.
Let it roll. Yeah, keep to the topics and keep it moving. Yeah, we can do it.
Well, I'm gonna bring up the VGAs first, because we haven't had a show. They came out with nominations and stuff like that. I have the list of nominations, categories, and everything like that. So what I want to do is I'm going to scroll through and I'm going to look at a category. Like, let's do Best Action Adventure Game, right? Nominees: Assassin's Creed, God of War, Spider-Man, Red Dead Redemption 2, Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
Nope.
Now, Mega, if you had to pick out of those, Assassin's Creed, God of War, Spider-Man, Red Dead 2, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, which would be the best action adventure game in your opinion, man?
Woo.
That's tough, but some of them I don't look at as like action adventure either.
Well, I mean, yeah. Man, okay, and this is crazy because I haven't played Spider-Man yet, but I've played everything else, and you know what I'm saying? I man, that's insane. Best action adventure. You know who I'm going to give it to? I'm going to give it to Shadow of Tomb Raider. For that game, to me, it's a travesty in my opinion, of course, that game is not nominated for Game of the Year as well. That game was awesome. That story was fire. The whole.
Did you beat it? You beat Shadow?
Huh?
Did you beat Shadow of the Tomb Raider?
Yeah.
I still gotta beat it, man.
yeah. K Mega don't play no games, but I've beaten almost all the games of a game of the year. So it's pretty funny to me. But regardless, it's you know what I'm saying, Shadow of the Tomb Raider is still one of my favorite games this year. The pacing was right. Seeing how Laura was coming out of, just see the maturation of her just being like, just becoming from like this kind of innocent girl from when you first seen this whole new remake to what she does and like in the middle end of the game in which she's just like, she's tripping, like, bruh, that game is so sick.
You're making me really realize I gotta finish that game like soon.
You got to, bro, because that game, it's not only really beautiful, it's also it's just stylish. That everything about that game is from beginning to end. It's fast paced. You know what I'm saying. It's not like how. You know what I'm saying? God of War is got some dope ass action. That has some of the best like in customizations on their weapons. God of War definitely has that down pat. It's great, right? Mm-hmm. But there's some slow parts in there. Like I'll keep saying it, and I will keep on saying it. The thing to me about God of War is the pacing, because when you on that boat, it is so boring. I'm like, come on, can we hurry up and get somewhere so I can get off this damn boat?
Dude, I saw a glitch where somebody was taking that canoe and literally went through like the shoreline and ended up underneath like the game, underneath all the graphics and stuff like that. And they did a U-turn and they came right back out the same way.
And that was the thing about it, that it was kind of the pacing for me for God of War, where it just isn't, where I wouldn't give that to Nod. Red Dead, the first like 3 to 4 hours, it's kind of nursing you, kind of giving you a tutorial, so it's really slow. Mm-hmm. And for people that just kind of want to jump into the action, you know what I'm saying, that kills that right then and there. Now Spider-Man, like I said, I haven't played it. I've seen a lot of gameplay of it. It looks really fun. I'm definitely going to get it. I said I was going to get it on Black Friday.
It can be fun. It's definitely like repetitive. You can upgrade. Different suits give you different abilities, which in turn will give you kind of different moves like as you're fighting and stuff like that. So I'll say, out of all this, I haven't played God of War. But from what I've seen, in terms of cinematics, in terms of like action sequences and everything like that, I would probably have to give God of War best action adventure game. But if I had to take out any games I have not played, I played all the other games. And let me know if you find this a shock. Best action adventure, in my opinion, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, man. Like you would take
that out.
No, I would say that's the winner.
That's the winner?
If God of War wasn't in there, because any games I haven't played, if we pull those out of it, I would give it to Assassin's Creed. Now, Shadow of the Tomb Raider is a great game. The reason why I gave it to Assassin's Creed, just looking at it like that, is because the speed in which you can get into some more action. Like in Assassin's Creed, you turn the corner, you talk to somebody, you're instantly in the shit. You know what I'm saying? Where Shadow of the Tomb Raider, things kind of develop. You have climaxes, then you do have low points, like you kind of said with God of War. Where Assassin's Creed, it's just like, all right, if you're done with this mission, you can go hunt like an alpha animal or something like that. You can keep the action and the pace like going.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I haven't got to that point. I mean, I played about 3 hours into Assassin's Creed, but the thing of it with that is that everybody tells me that I should have started off with the woman. You know what I'm saying? Instead of, because I started off with the guy.
I chose the guy, and I'm good, man. I'm good.
Man, I started fighting the wolves, got into it, killed the camp, jumped down, started going after the one guy and stuff like that. And it just didn't have that same impact, because I just got finished beating Shadow of Tomb Raider.
right.
right after it jumped to it, and it just didn't have the same impact to me. But I mean, that's cool. That's cool.
Well,
man.
check this out. Our brother Predator is back. Pred, did you relay the message? I
didn't see him over there. It wouldn't let me.
All right, I got you, man. Well, it is what it is. Hopefully he gets in here. We definitely love to hear his opinions on what's going on. But Predator, to have you catch up, we're talking kind of like the VGAs. I'm going through some of the categories. I stopped at Best Action Adventure Game. Now we have Assassin's Creed Odyssey, God of War, Spider-Man, Red Dead 2, and Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Now, out of those, if you had to pick, if your vote counted here, and you had to pick one, which one would you pick for Best Action Adventure Game?
God, man, that's so tough, man.
That's why I picked that first, dude. It's a rough lineup right there to be like, that one.
And I played all of them, so I couldn't get into Spider-Man personally. I don't know. So I'm gonna go ahead and exclude that one.
Okay.
About the jump, just because not because.
Yo, K-Mega, he's gonna cross them out one by one until there's one left. Yeah, here we go.
Right. God. And I heard you say Assassin's Creed earlier, and I have to take it like for what it stands for, action and adventure, not action/adventure, so I would probably say God of War.
Yeah, that's where I went with it too. I didn't play it, but all the gameplay I watched and stuff. And yes, Steven, I had a PS4. I did not play this God of War. And the reason why, the first God of War I ever played was the God of War 3 remastered. So I got into that style. I'm talking to the point where I have been having a blast playing Dante's Inferno and even Castlevania Lords of Shadow this past week, right? And those are very similar styles to like the original 3 God of Wars. I like that style. And when they switched it up and they made Kratos older and kind of like a little more sluggish, kind of slower, doesn't jump or anything like that, completely turned me off to getting that God of War game, yeah. I got to be honest, man.
Yeah, and I think with God of War, I think why I picked that one, trust me, it's really close. It was really close out of that and Assassin's Creed, and I got what you said about Assassin's Creed. You can just like walk into a town, slap somebody, and the next thing you know, you're in a fight. So like it's a lot of stuff to do in the game that can kind of draw you into other.
You can
stuff
keep the action like paced, like going further, yeah.
Yeah, and I heard what K-Mega said about the boat scenes in God of War. That I just felt like I actually had more fun like mashing buttons with God of War. So like, to be honest with you, like
you heard it here first, people.
It seems that I'm just breaking it down to the basic. Like with Assassin's Creed, it kind of was RPG-ish to me as well. So, even more so than God of War was. But I don't know. I just felt like I just want to get in the fights, with stuff in God of War. With Assassin's Creed, I was just doing more quests. You know what I'm saying?
I got you, brother. Let's move on to one more category, and then we'll get into kind of like the game of the year and your thoughts on that. So, I'm gonna move somewhere where not a lot of people talk a lot about. It's the category Best Art Direction. Now, you know me, I love when games look good. It's a part of the experience. If they can immerse you in that world, that's a great game right there. So Best Art Direction, we have Assassin's Creed, God of War, Octopath Traveler, Red Dead Redemption 2, and Return of Obra Dinn. Does anybody know what that is?
Never heard of that one.
No? Okay, we'll
eliminate that one.
That one's not going to win anyway. Like, come on, let's be real here. So, Assassin's Creed, God of War, Octopath, Red Dead 2. Pred's on a roll right now, dude. What do you think? Best art direction?
Assassin's Creed, by far. And I'll say that because they had to actually recreate things, like real shit, like.
Yeah, I was hanging off a couple pieces of statues when I first got in there.
Obviously, some of that was like kind of fictional, but they had to recreate the entire environment of that time frame, Whereas, the other ones were kind of like just it's the West, that's easy to do. That they did it really well. Art involved into it, like okay, you can make a tree and a horse. That's easy for people to do that shit. I ain't trying to downplay the work they did in the game, but like creating a statue of Zeus You know, like just I don't know. I just thought that their artwork was a lot better overall. Just what the stuff they had to do with that and the massive size of it. They put forth in that. Like Octopath is different. I've seen it. I tried to play like the beta. It's one of those I just can't play, but it looked cute. I mean, it was different, you know, kind of like Cuphead was different.
You know, I think Octopath, even though there's people in the chat who love that game, more power to you. I always feel like when it comes to art direction, they always throw in a couple that look a lot different than the other games, just to be like, yeah, no, we're looking across the board here, people. Like, I feel like Octopath and Return of Obra Dinn, I feel like those two games have absolutely no chance in hell. But, no. Mega, Assassin's Creed, God of War, Octopath, Red Dead 2, and the other game we're not even going to mention anymore. Best art, man. Where are you going?
I'm looking at this Return of the Obra Dinn right now, and it is very cinematic. It's like...
Figures he would do that. The one game I'm not mentioning. He'd be like, yeah, look at that.
I'm just saying, I can see why it's in there. I'm looking at it right now. It's basically you're on a boat. It's got like, you're on like a Sea of Thieves type of boat, like one of these old ships, and it looks like it's a mystery murder. And it's all in black and white, but they have a different...
Again, they just threw it in there.
Yeah, they just have a different aspect to it that's just... That makes it... I see it, but no, this is nowhere in the same boat to me. I just wanted to make sure that this wasn't like the most beautiful looking game that I've ever seen, and then it's very creative. I'll put it that way. But it's on Steam, so if anybody wanted to check it out, look at it.
Yo, Mega, you see this gameplay going on right now, right, brother?
Oh yeah, I see it. You know what? I might have to get in touch with Microsoft, because the problem is that I bought this game and I still don't have it. You know what I'm saying? I bought it day one when they released it, so I'm like, what's going on? Now I got two because I got the disc. But I didn't. But I bought the other one digital, and I still haven't got it. So I'm gonna have to probably get in touch with Microsoft, because it's dope games. Anyway,
my game of last gen. What
to me, I'm gonna go a little bit different, and I'm gonna say I'm gonna go with God of War on this one. Regardless of the fact of, what I'm saying, of to me the shortcomings of the pacing, the game is one of the most beautiful games I've ever seen. It's gorgeous, especially when like you go to Yuffelheim, and then you go to
if you could pronounce those names, I give you credit, man. That
you know what I'm saying? I mean, and then like you go into to the world of the dead or whatever, where you gotta do those trials. Mm-hmm. Even in the place where all that lava and it just looks kind of plain, it's still colorful and bright. You know what I'm saying? The game is just beautiful, and especially like even when you're moving the one of my favorite things, and sometimes I would just do it just to do it sometimes, where you would have to use the key on the tree of life or whatever to make it spin to go to the different gates, and then that light would come and it make the noise, and then all these leaves would fall out. That is the most beautiful thing I've seen. Like, it's just so gorgeous. So I'm just like, nah, man.
You better feel blessed that you're saying that. You better feel blessed you're saying that in a gaming podcast. If you went outside and said that, someone might think you're tripping on acid or something.
Well, no, I mean, it's crazy, like how, I'm saying, how the lighting and everything looks when you go and do stuff, even when you're fighting. And that's why I say, like, when you use different sets of weapons, when you want to go to the Chaos Blades, or for using the axe. I like using the axe a lot, especially.
I like throwing it and catching it.
Well, yeah, I like throwing it and catching it, but there was parts where like you had special powers, and especially when you fight them damn Valkyries, you would jump down, and I would have that one where you jump in the air and fall down, and it just kind of throws ice everywhere in a big ass circle. And then it kind of freezes everything around you, kind of give you some time, some patience to move away and the strategize, and then throw the Chaos Blades on the ass. All of that like mixed up is just insane. So yeah, God of War 100% for me. Like that has to get the win for best.
I got you, and I am gonna roll with, and I never thought I would say this, guys, but my winner, best art direction, would be Red Dead Redemption 2.
Ooh.
All right. Now, the reason why, not only did they kind of like replicate that time and that era, you know, with the coaches, the horses, you know, the different saddles and stuff that you can put on your horses, everything like to a T, right? The difference in parts of the map, the Rocky Mountains, if you go up higher, you go up into like the snow line, down into like the southern kind of like swamps and stuff like that. That art direction right there, you instantly, just by looking around, you almost like felt like you were in a different game. You know what I'm saying? By your environments. And then having those people around just doing, you know, living their everyday lives, you know, the crooks, you know, I know there was a couple ladies who hurt themselves on the horses, and just like all that liveliness, to me, it was a really, really good art direction. Like, I love kind of like the world that they built there. And of course, when it comes to graphics, I mean, the lighting coming through the trees when you're in the mountains, the kind of like haze that's
God rays.
Yo, dude, the God rays are serious in this game, man. Like, I don't know how many pictures, like screenshots I took just sitting on my horse or just chilling out, you know, at the general store or something like that. But even like I said, kind of like the haze and the steam coming up from the swamp areas, and then the city. Oh my goodness, like Saint Denis looks incredible. Yo, that art direction, yo, every single cobblestone, like it just to a T. Yo, that game looks incredible. I love what they did with the art direction. And you know me, man, I'm not a cowboy dude. So to hear me say that, man, I feel like I'm kind of dirty right now. I did myself a little dirty here, but all right, let me go back to the list, because we have to just top this off and move on with Game of the Year. Now, I've seen people on Twitter talking about their list for Game of the Year is bullshit. You know, there a lot of kind of like drama around the Game of the Year. I've never seen an award show come out where their Game of the Year, or Movie of the Year, or something of the year, where that category wasn't kind of like scrutinized. So let's go back to K-Mega. I want to know what you think about this list. Do you feel like this is a complete list? It's a good list for Game of the Year. We have Assassin's Creed, we have Celeste, we have God of War, Spider-Man, Monster Hunter, and Red Dead Redemption 2. What do you think about that list, man?
The list is decent. It's better than last year's, but
is there any game you think
I'm still upset
snubbing?
because there's two games that's not there that should be there, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Tomb Raider should be as a nominee, and then also Detroit should be in there.
Oh, wow.
In my opinion. I'm saying it just you know what I'm saying? Celeste, I mean, hey, more power to it. I've never played it. I probably will never play it. I've seen a little bit of gameplay to it. It's beautiful. You know what I'm saying? It's a beautiful looking game, and I'm sure that it's fun. I'm not going to knock it. You know what I'm saying? Congratulations for them to be in the nomination, because I think they were in the also in the Golden Joystick Awards as well. But it's just more, to me, it's like this is the time for the big hitters, and you know what I'm saying? And to me, it's like it's kind of like for Game of the Year, it's a testament to games that these developers put a lot of work and effort in. And I understand and I'm not trying to take away from the smaller developer, but I would rather it be more big budget games to be into this category. Mm-hmm. And then, you know, for a game like Celeste or something like that should be, you know, categorized in other positions. But yeah, no, I mean, I would look at, there should be two other games in this.
Well, you said Celeste is a game. I'm thinking that would be a game you would take out of that category. And
right.
One
I would take Celeste out.
What would be the other game that you would take out? I mean,
look, I think Spider-Man is only in there because of how much it sold. You know what I'm saying? I think that, you know what I'm saying? It's popular. It's a Marvel game. But you know what? I've been hearing a lot more from what, you know, you and Pred has been saying about Spider-Man, and even from, you know what I'm saying, for people that are like, man, you know, at first they're like so googly eyes over it, like, man, it's awesome, it's great, and then by the time that they get to the middle of it, then I'm like, hey man, what do you think about that Spider-Man? Because I'm still like, man, maybe if I hear enough people say it, I might just go ahead and pull the trigger and just get it. Mm-hmm. But they come to the same thoughts as you guys do. They keep saying that, yeah, man, I haven't gone back to it in a while. I'm over here playing Red Dead, or I'm playing, Assassin's Creed, or I'm playing something else. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of like it once you go so far, I guess doing the same. The biggest thing that I hear is that they keep doing the same things over and over again, pretty much. And then that, like when you upgrade to your abilities, you still don't really utilize them. You just kind of stick to what you do. So it's. I mean,
you gotta force yourself. You gotta play kind of like outside your box per se. Mm-hmm. And to truly kind of like expand on what you're doing as a character. But you're right. Some people, they stay within that shell. Oh, this button mash right here works. This is what I'm gonna do all the time, and you can do that in that game all the way through.
Man, so that's the thing for me. So I would take out Celeste, and I would take out Spider-Man, and I would replace it with Detroit and Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
All right, I got you, brother. Yo, Predator, do you need me to say the category, like the games in the category again, or?
No, I got them. I already know what I'm picking.
So, well, first off, I want to know what you think about this list. We had, Mega said take Celeste out of there, and what other game did you say take out of there, man?
Spider-Man, I think you said.
Yes, Spider-Man and Celeste. Yeah,
I am actually really glad you didn't say Monster Hunter, but we're this is Pred's time to shine.
Hunter's dope.
I
didn't play Monster Hunter, so I played the beta, and I don't know. It's a game I probably would play, but it's not a game I would play long. I'd probably get like a third of the way through it and move on to something else. But out of what else they had in there, I would probably take out Celeste. I've seen gameplay.
Damn, no love for Celeste tonight.
I honestly, I didn't even know what it was until I saw it on there. I was like, what is this? What else? Spider-Man, I could probably easily take out as well. I think what Mega said was about pretty much on point. I think they put it in there because of the sales numbers it did, but it's not a bad game. It's just not for me. But I think the other ones that are in there right now are worthy of being in there. I also think Celeste and Spider-Man were. So that's just my opinion.
Well, yo, Pred, check this out. Lady Foxfire hit up the super chat. She was like, "Hi, next crew." She's like, "Hope to see you all in the battlefield." So Mega and Predator, you guys have the game, right?
Yeah, I'll be over there soon.
There's at least two people right there for you, Fox.
Yeah, I'm gonna be playing that. I'm gonna be playing that tonight too. So yeah, go ahead and hit me up. Sir X-Man hit me up too, but I was in the story and I would have played with him too. But I wanted to finish the story part that I was doing. But yeah, I'm down for that tonight.
Nice. But go ahead, Brad.
Game of the year. Do you want that one now?
Yeah, sure. As long as you feel like you said everything you had to say about the category itself, man.
Yeah, but and you said like you asked me what I would add. I really can't think of anything I would put in there. I think
no Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
Shadow could be in there.
Forza Horizon.
Shadow.
Forza Horizon 4.
Forza, I could see that being in there, but they're never going to give it.
What is? I gotta say, I know you're going to tell us your game of the year, but I gotta say, what is up with the stigma of not putting a racing game as game of the year? I don't.
But they could put Celeste in there, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think it's bullshit. If you put Celeste in there, you know what I'm saying, Forza should have the opportunity to get in there.
Forza has so much content. When I think of a game of the year, I think a game that you can pick up, you can play, you can have fun with, that has a lot to do. And to me, like, Forza Horizon 4 fits every one of those categories, plus graphically looks incredible. Like, I have no idea the stigma that's going on out there, yeah?
And a random question, was Ori nominated for Game of the Year?
No.
I think it was Art Direction. I think
it won Art Direction, and it was Best Indie.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't know what it went up against, but I think if they could have put Celeste in there now, they could have easily put Ori in there back then.
Exactly. I totally agree with that.
Or even Cuphead, but that's just me.
Right.
But yeah, Forza could have went in there. Again, I don't think with the lineup of games that came out this year that it would have won if they'd have put any of those games in there that we tried to add in, because it's all going to be about Red Dead and God of War this year. Just like last year was about fucking Mario and Zelda when those two came out, I guess. But like, it's a two-man race at this point, and I think it's going to be close, to be honest with you. I think it's going to be really close. But for me, it's going to be Red Dead. I beat it earlier this week, and That story is fucking amazing. God of War story is amazing. I mean, you can't go wrong either way. And you ask me tomorrow, I might pick God of War. It's that close. But for me right now, it's Red Dead. I think it's mainly because it's fresh on my mind. Whereas God of War, once I beat the story and did the Valkyries and stuff like that, I really haven't gone back to it. With Red Dead, there's a lot more shit I need to do. And I definitely will go back to it, and it will keep me interested in it for another probably 2 months, most likely. So,
yeah, I feel like Red Dead when it comes to the content as well as everything else. And I know with Red Dead, people are talking about clunky controls. To a certain point, like I can see what people are talking about. Like when I go and run for cover, sometimes it doesn't attach, and I'm standing there like next to this rock with my rifle in my hand, like, hey, what's going on, guys? You want to shoot me in the side of the face? Let's go. But like when it comes to aiming my gun and stuff like that, like to me it feels like traditional Rockstar GTA wise and everything like that. I don't really have a problem with it. I'm with you, Pred. I think Red Dead for the size of the game, the amount of content, of course how it looks, because that's a part of it when it comes to a game, and then we don't even have the online yet, and there's just so much to this game to go in single player wise and explore. I can't wait for the online as well. So this is a game that's just going to keep giving to people, and yeah, I would say that's game of the year as well. I do want to give a huge shout out to Z Black Rider hitting up that super chat, throwing down, and basically he said Daz can't drive. So I don't know if he's talking real life or if he's talking Horizon or maybe both. Maybe he's just said he can't drive, period, that he needs to call Uber Mel to bring him to work and stuff like that. I don't know, man. But guys, before we get into the news about, the new Xbox and Sony and their big plans for E3, I do want to ask you guys, because we're talking Red Dead here. What do you guys think is going on with the online? We haven't heard anything. They said the online was going to go into beta this month. We're already over halfway through the month. And either one of you guys can start this off. Do you guys think they might be having issues or anything like that? What do you think's going on here?
Well, I mean, for me, let me first start off and finish, because I never gave you my game of the year. I just was,
Oh,
yeah, that's why I couldn't remember if you did it or not.
Well, no, all right, I'm gonna do it for you. God of War. All right, let's go.
We'll pay the bills first.
Oh shoot! Yo, Sir X-Men, you snuck up on me in the chat, hitting up that super chat. That's right, my brother. He said, Battlefield 5 is so awesome. You guys really need to give it a chance. Takes a minute to adjust to the new mechanics, but it is so worth it. And Sir X-Man, I gotta say, it does look like a quality Battlefield game. Unfortunately, it did get a lot of negativity, and I'm not sure how that negativity, how it's gonna affect that game, moving into the future. But I can see what you're talking about. Guys, you feel the same way? Like, people really need to give Battlefield a chance here?
No doubt. I mean, look, I
realize I was saying that to K Mega and Predator. Well, I'm like, really?
Well, I mean, I've been touting this since since I came from E3. Like I just said, it has the same. The one thing about the other Battlefields is that it isn't as smooth as Hardline. I know a lot of people didn't like Hardline. I wish that a lot of people did give it a better chance once the
concept of Hardline,
figured it all out. What'd you say?
I like the concept of Hardline, to get away from war and do something more like cops and robbers, that whole deal. I really like the concept of that, man.
Could you imagine what Hardline would look like now with the Frostbite engine? Yeah. It would be insane. Like it would be on a whole nother level. Like it wouldn't be considered as a reskin. But regardless, that's it. The smoothness of Hardline was always top notch. I loved it, and that's what Battlefield 5 has, is that smooth feel. Mm-hmm. Of Hardline, and like I said, I haven't played the multiplayer since the game has released, but I killed the multiplayer. When we had the beta, I mean, I leveled up and maxed out the recon and I hate the snipers, but it felt so good that I just couldn't stop. And then I seen how you can customize and things like that. So I do think if you are into shooters, You know, I skipped out on COD this year. I refused to buy it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just, I just won't do it. You know what I'm saying? I just want to play Battlefield in that sense. So yeah, I'm very excited about it.
Nice. Now I know me and O Snaps, we don't have Battlefield right now, but O Snaps has been looking at it, and the more and more she looks at that gameplay, she's like, I want Battlefield. I'm like, are you sure you're going to play it? She's like, I want Battlefield. I'm like, are you sure you're going to play it for like a while? Are you going to get your like money's worth? Because she has a habit of like picking up a game, being like, I want it. She'll play it like a little bit and then be done with it. And I'm like, no, you can't do that. You got to get your money's worth out of that. But I don't know.
Well,
so we'll see. Go ahead.
Oh, no. I was just going to say, I mean, there's somebody in the chat that said, you know, because of what the devs said. And you know what? Look, devs are human, and they let their emotions come out and say what they feel, you know, and in a case, you know, I don't blame them. And it's on the reason why people have dogged them out, not because the game is broken or the game wasn't completed or the game was this and that. It's because of people that try to have their own version of the history and try to say that these certain people weren't in here, women wasn't this, you know what I'm saying? And already after I beat one of the stories, these are kind of like reenactments of stories that are supposedly true. And I'm saying, I know that's pretty crazy. Like, you know, I don't know. I don't see no woman with no arm that was all this stuff. Like I said, I only did one of the stories, and I think that they're taking from different pieces of some history that's somewhat accurate. I don't know, but like I said, I really just did the first story with the African that was fighting for the French. I don't know, but
I like the stories with what they started with, like Battlefield 1, and having like kind of like those little personal stories that cater to that like specific character and what he's doing and stuff like that. I like that direction, man.
You know, that's the thing. I mean, I thought they knocked it out the park with Battlefield 1 with those stories. I wish that other shooters or whatever that's going to try to have a story mode as well, try to follow that same path, because it keeps you more engaged. It does, you know what I'm saying? Once you get to one thing and having a long story and it's this way, that it kind of gets you out of the rhythm. But this right here is kind of like it, and it also the smart thing that they did in Battlefield 1, because like I said, I haven't finished the story in this one, but they let you use different weapons and also let you learn how to fly. Like that in Battlefield 1 was not one of the most beautiful things that I've ever seen in a shooting game without the flight on Battlefield 1. It's just that, you know, I don't know. The game is just awesome, man. It has so much more content than its predecessors. It has so much more content than anything else that's out there that's a shooter. And the fact that it's going to have the blackout mode, the battle royale mode that so many people are excited about. I don't see what's wrong with it. I don't see why people should knock it. You can customize your character to look, your squad to look like anything. If you want them to be a whole bunch of women, that's cool. If you want them to be a whole bunch of people of color, that's cool. Do what you want. But the fact of it is like, don't knock that. Enjoy the game. Enjoy the hard work that these people put into it, because the weapons feel more modern. It feels it's just a lot more smoother. I can't wait to get into this multiplayer tonight. Let me just put it
brother, I think you need to go live during the week, just strictly on Battlefield, man. You need to get a couple people together. I think you can have like a 3 to 4 hour show, and you won't say the same thing like over again. Like I swear, dude, to hear gamers get excited about a game like that, and I hear it a lot with K-Mega. K-Mega, he plays a lot of different games, and dude, that excitement, that's what the community is about. That's what gaming is about, man. And I gotta say, I respect that, man. You can hear like the childlike intrigue and you know, excitement in you, K-Mega, and that's what it's about, brother.
Yeah, no, that's what it's all about at the end of the day, man. It's about talking about the game within itself and not about how it's going to sell. I give two fucks about it. I just want to enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? I already gave my money for it. I just want to play it. You know what I'm saying? I just want to enjoy it with other people that enjoy playing games themselves. Now, I just want to do because I know we're about to get to the next topic. I just want to say for my game of the year,
online either.
What'd you say?
You didn't even talk about online with Red Dead either. You're like, Battlefield, go.
No, that was the thing that I was going to say for my game of the year, and I was going to give it to Red Dead. because of this. Right now, overall, when it comes to the story, the best story for me overall for 2018 is Detroit. That story was off the hook. I love that story. That story is it's a comparison to The Witcher 3 to me. And you know how I love my Witcher, you know what I'm saying? So it's that story in Detroit is on another level.
Dude, I haven't played Detroit, but I will gladly agree to disagree with you on that, brother.
Man, the story in Detroit is sick. I love it. But anyway,
you like using the broom to sweep and like hitting the X button and the O button repeatedly for certain things. Like that's your game of the year, kind of like contender right there.
That is a definitely contender. And somebody at Sticky Fingers has said politics mega. You know me, I love my politics, bro. Politics, sports, and gaming. That's me. But it does touch on a lot of like politics, civil rights, things of that nature. But it's just how it's just well done. Quantum Dreams did a fantastic job. Even though the dude's a sleazeball, the dude that's ahead of it is a sleazeball, but they know how to make really damn good games.
See, and Mega, when it comes to that, like I would hear you a little bit more if you're like best direction or something, that category for like Detroit. But I'm not with you on that game of the year, man. We're not on that boat together.
I'm saying no. I'm not saying the game of the year. I'm saying the best story of the year.
Okay.
There's I know. That's why I say Detroit should be in the discussion of being a nominee as game of the year. That's because of the story. That story was just amazing. But the game of the year for me is Red Dead Redemption 2. There's no. I love God of War. Look, God of War turned me around because you know how I couldn't stand that shit that I was seeing. I'm like, y'all, you got to get that shit out of here. Send that shit to Hades. But
bring back the old God of War, people. Come on.
Yeah, I love the old God of War. Like, what are you doing? You killing it. But it convert me. I appreciate that. I appreciate dude to sit there and camooshed it for me. You know what I'm saying? And it was a blast. And I would have missed out on a classic. But the fact of it is that Red Dead. This is where Red Dead wins me over. Is the fact the story is really good. It's damn good, but it's an open world game. Like this is an open world game, Jack. Like that does things like I've never ever seen with any other open world game, other than The Witcher. And The Witcher is an older game, and you can and it's I don't know. The side stories are nice, and then you got multiplayer on this game. Like that's the winning ticket right there. Like this game it's going to have DLC. It rounds out the story nicely. It rounds out the story nicely. It has multiplayer, and it's going to have it has more content than any other game out there, maybe other than Assassin's Creed. I'm pretty sure Assassin's Creed is going to have crazy content, but Assassin's Creed story, I haven't beat it yet, but I know it's not on the same level of Red Dead or God of War. So it's got to be Red Dead for me. Got to be Red Dead.
All right, I got you. Now with Red Dead, like I said, they said the online was supposed to be going into beta this month. We're over halfway through the month, and I have heard absolutely nothing. Do you think they're having issues with the online? Do you think it's going to drop this month, or do you think it might kind of like linger into December, man?
You're going to ask Pred. I know I've been talking a lot.
You could have gave me, December, and then we would have moved on. What up, Pred? What do you think, man?
You're right. I haven't heard anything about it either.
Dude,
but
now that I bring it up, it's like, yo, you're right, man. Like, where the hell is it?
Maybe they're just trying to give people time to finish the damn story, man, before bogging them down with the fucking multiplayer too. I agree.
Oh, you think they care like that? They don't care like that.
They probably don't care like that, but I mean, it makes sense in my mind. But no, man, you're right. I really haven't heard anything about it. I don't think anything's wrong with it, but I don't think there's a rush for it to get out. For them, they're just like, we'll get it ready when it's ready. Maybe we'll hear something about it like at the Game Awards show or something. That's in December.
That would be in December, like December 6th, right?
But honestly, if it came out right now, I probably wouldn't be able to touch it because I'm too busy playing fucking Battlefield. So,
I don't know. I just think it's weird because that was a big thing. Even, when GTA 5 came out and they were talking about the online, there was at least like updates and stuff, you know what I'm saying, letting people know. And with this one, they have just been dead silent. Like, I hope everything's cool. I have a feeling I personally, I think it might linger into December. But you know, being a kind of like Microsoft user when it comes to Windows and updates, Xbox when it comes to updates and stuff like that, I'm kind of used to waiting a little bit longer than when they first announced it, you know. So, I don't know. I can't wait to see what they're doing with it. I think that's kind of like where my patience is wearing kind of like thin. I want to see what this kind of like cowboy online thing is, and I'm hoping.
Well,
I'm hoping
it's like GTA. It's a beta, so like it may not be an open beta. It may be something they're doing behind the scenes.
Don't say that, brother. Don't say that.
I mean, yeah, it could be that. It also could be that. I mean, look, if it's anything that's comparable to the first Red Dead, it's already a win. All you got to do is do a couple of other different things with it, you know, because it dried out pretty quick over time, because it seems like there was a lot of people that wasn't really well, it seemed like that, I should say, Rockstar or whatever, they didn't really put too much thought into this game until the first Red Dead multiplayer wise, like they did with GTA 5. If they have the same type of outlook with Red Dead like they did with GTA 5, this game is people gonna play the hell out of this game.
Well,
I think GTA 5.
I think they can go no less. I think they have to do it kind of like a Red Dead Online, kind of like GTA Online. I think they kind of put themselves kind of like in that corner when it comes to multiplayer, and I'm excited for it. I want to see something like that. I'm hoping that it's like, you know, you start up your gang and basically you're building up kind of like maybe you're kind of like your camp area into a town and then eventually into a city, something like that. But I want to know what they're doing, and I think that's where kind of like my impatience is. Like, no announcements or anything, nothing is being said. Like, what the hell is going on right there?
Well, it's the holidays is next week. I mean, you don't want to just come out and more people are really ain't going to be interested. I mean, gamers will diehards, but for overall the casuals, things like that, they're more worried about vacation, Thanksgiving dinner. You know what I'm saying? Other things than what's going to be happening with Red Dead Online, in my opinion. I think we'll probably know something after Thanksgiving, man.
Yo, Mega, shout out to Brian Baker. He said he played Detroit. He said he came out of that game and he almost became a Democrat.
Right. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I know. Hey, no doubt. Like, I mean, you know what I'm saying? I had people singing. You know what I'm saying? We was holding on, man.
Yo.
Yeah, we holding on, man. They ain't going to. We want our rights. That game was amazing, man. That's the story was just great. You know, a lot of people like Connor. You know, and then like kind of like the main protagonist, which was this guy. He played in this doctor show. My old lady watch all the damn time. I forgot what it was, but I like the chick. You know what I'm saying? And all the adversity that she had to go through with you know what I'm saying, with trying to protect this little girl and then the craziness that went on into it. Yeah, I just, the game was just great.
I think I saw some of that with the dad and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Well, guys, we have had a kumbaya moment with the panel and the chat. So
yeah, so you can't make it like PlayStation games, damn.
Yo, check this out though. We might get a little messy right now because we're moving on to the next topic. And Sony has come out and basically stated their plans for E3. And guys, you know what their plans are? We're not coming. Yo, from what I hear, Sony is not going to be at E3. And, yo, people are coming up with, oh, that means that they're going to show the PlayStation 5 at PSX, and their PSX is going to be big and all this good stuff. Let's start this discussion. Let's go to Predator here. Predator, how would you feel?
Your fellas, pardon me, man. Am I up in?
Yeah.
I'm alive.
He's
alive. I'm alive.
Yeah. It sounds like you are reporting live from the
oh
stables.
My God, this shit sounds like ass, right?
I mean, I can understand you, dude. Live shows, we go with the flow. It is good to have you guys.
Basement, so.
The Rookie of the Year has made it to the show. Knoxximus is here, people.
Yeah. Oh my God. Better late than never, I guess, right? Then my bad, fellas. Shit.
Dude, you must have had like some type of sonar going on. Like we're going in and talking about E3 with Sony. I think that is probably the topic that everybody wants to talk about right now. So I think you came in at the perfect time, brother.
Yep.
All right, but we're going to Pred. Pred, I got to ask you, man, like, how would you feel no PlayStation at E3? Do you think that would be a good move? Do you feel like it might be a slap in the face to certain gamers? Like, what do you feel, man?
Man, I think it's a genius move on that. You know.
I'm out. You guys have the show by yourself. I'm gone. You know?
No, man, it's like so fucked up to the consumers out there that like people like look forward to going to E3 specifically. I mean, like I'm not a huge Sony guy, but like they go to E3 to see their conference, you know. And now it's like there were so many questions we had when I was listening to K Mega's channel last night. Like, what about all the marketing deals? Like, you know, what stage you're gonna be on? Like, what happened with this shit? Like,
I mean, they could show them at whatever other shows.
Yeah, it's true. But like, I mean, for them to not show up at all, like, not even like do like a video conference or something, like a
treehouse,
like,
man.
Yeah, like that's like fucked up, man. It's like you can't. I can't believe that. Honestly, when I saw that the first time I saw that tweet, I thought it was a joke.
I thought it was too.
I thought it was a joke, but then I started seeing like 3 or 4 other people. I was like, this has got to be real. Like I see other people talking about other article, newspaper places or whatever, Jesus Christ, other websites talking about it, and I was like, holy shit, this is real. And I was in disbelief for like the first 2 hours that I sat there and thought about it. Like they're not showing up, and you know damn well if Microsoft would do some shit like this, it would. Dude, motherfuckers would lose babies if they did this shit.
Lose babies.
Man,
I'm telling you.
And the damage control over this shit, like everyone's like, "Oh, it's okay."
No, it's brilliant. It's brilliant. It's brilliant, Brett. It's brilliant strategy.
They don't have anything to show anyway.
E3 died. E3 died 24 hours ago because Sony ain't coming.
We don't have any. They don't have any games anyway to show, and it's fine because we had a new console coming out. And they're going to do this other event, and everybody's coming up with these excuses. And the only person who has said why they're not showing up is Sony.
Yo, that's crazy to me. To me, like E3 is like I don't know. I called it the Super Bowl, but I'm trying to think of something more where like various cultures come together. Yeah,
the Olympics.
Olympics. There you go. Dude, it's like the annual video game Olympics. It's a place where you can go and you can see games, you can see conferences, announcements from all over the gaming spectrum. They even have PC there. You know, you got Bethesda doing a show, EA, you got, you know, the big hitters with Microsoft, Sony, Nintendo. Even though they're not there live, they still have their treehouse, and they're still on the floor as well, which is also a big thing. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah, and it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, like everyone's saying they're going to do another show. It wouldn't surprise me if they announced that at the Game Awards show just to kind of like troll us a little bit for talking shit the last 2 days, you know. But like, because that's what they do, right? They take a stage or just seeing the backlash, you know, from the community for them to, like, because it won't be the first time they made a fucking 180, you know, after they see things happening in the community. So it would not surprise me if they came out and said, okay, we're going to do this instead, you know. But that's just so fucking crazy for them to be like, we're not coming, we're good.
Yeah, yo, I'm gonna be really honest when it comes to Sony, and my phone's going off. Superman, by the way. But when it comes to Sony, when it comes down to this decision, it's not gonna hurt Sony at all. I'm not saying, yo, how dare they, you know, do this? Like, yo, they're gonna catch like such heat from. I don't feel like this generation they can do almost anything, and they're not gonna catch heat for it. Like it's been absolutely incredible. The amount of things that they have done, you know, shutting off servers a year after games come out. There's so many things. There's a whole list of stuff that, you know, Sony has done to the PlayStation gamer. And I feel like, you know, Sony won't get a hit from this. But my whole thing is, you have the Olympics of the video games. You have, you know, all different video game cultures, you know, businesses, platforms, developers coming into one place that they just recently made it like quasi open to the public and stuff like that, and you're gonna be like, nah, I'm good for my own show. Like, to me,
what's gonna happen, dude? Wait till Amazon or Google show up.
Nah.
I guarantee you, when that E3 comes up next year, I want everybody to think about how they feel right now about E3, about them not coming. How you feel right now versus how you feel when E3 actually happens. Because right now it's like we got to like June.
Especially when you forcing their hand, because what Sony's doing is forcing the hand. You know what I mean? And when Google, when Google and Amazon do show up, and they start wanting to play, you're gonna see.
All right. Well, Knox, let's get you in on this, man. I'm actually gonna lower your volume a little bit. It's gonna help, and people are gonna hear you a lot clearer, man. So
I'm sorry, guys, man. I mean,
dude, dude. If you have heard, we had K Mega reporting live from his car at one point in time on Next Podcast. This is something that we do occasionally anyway, man. So you're kind of getting initiated like deep into the family right now. I want to let you know that. But dude, what do you think about this announcement? Sony not showing up to E3. I know you heard how I feel. I feel it's a slap in the face to the I guess you could say the more neutral gamer out there, the ones that don't really hit Twitter up with my plastic is better than yours, and really go into the keyboard warrior thing. To me, it's a slap in the face to those gamers. What do you think, brother?
No, yeah, it really is. It is what I've been saying for a minute, which is that Sony is the only company brazen enough to do this. Like seriously, they can do it. And you know what? It looks like it's kind of working because it got people talking about it. In that, if Microsoft would have done this, right? Microsoft ain't got shit. They're not coming through. They're not doing nothing. Sony does this, and all of a sudden, E3's dead. E3's almost dead. That's why they're doing it. It's okay. It's okay, yeah. When Sony does shit like this, it seems to be fine, and people look to justify the action. You know what I mean? Like, this is terrible for the gaming community as a whole. It really is, because, say what you want, but I actually expect to see them there. I want to see what Sony's putting out, bro. Sony makes Microsoft better. Microsoft makes Sony better.
Yes,
Nintendo
sir.
makes both of them better, and so on and so forth. That's the way that I look at it. You know what I mean? Competition is healthy. It is good. Sony right now thinks that their shit don't stink, and they could just do whatever the hell they want. And people are actually on board with it.
People are defending it, man.
Yes, what Greg Miller put out there is ridiculous. That shit is ridiculous what he put out there, bro. He showed his whole ass. The whole thing. All out. All out. He showed it. Showed it, bent over, and told Sony, insert coin here, nigga. That's what he did.
Woo. Wow.
That's what he did.
Yeah. I put the disclaimer in before time. This might get a little messy. And Knox, I just want to say thank you for the picture you put in my head that is forever burned in there now, brother.
Insert coin. Insert coin. Because if you make an excuse, if you are that much of a goddamn Sony fanboy, if you are that you make excuses for this behavior, for that, for them doing it, because if they don't have nothing to show, and come on, man, you can't tell me Sony don't got nothing to show. Yeah, of course they're not showing PS5, dog. That shit is 2020, 2021. We know that. At least if they want to try to compete with the next Xbox, it's gonna be, because Phil already put it out there, bro. We not losing. We ain't never losing the power narrative again. He said it clear as day. Mm-hmm. And when that dude speaks, it's the truth, right?
I think people got to realize that now, man. Like, everything he has said so far since he has taken over.
Your man don't play. He didn't like that scalebound shit. He axed it. That's it. It's dead. It's dead. I don't like it. That shit is garbage.
He took the backlash for it too, but from what I heard, it was warranted, man.
Yeah, they sitting on their hands on the project. To me, I think that shit look like ass anyway. But whatever. Like, they sitting on their hands. He wasn't having it, and he's putting everything forth. He's putting everything forth, bro. Like I can't say anything bad about what this man be doing, because he puts it out there. He tells you
he's building.
Exactly.
And he seems to be on the straight and narrow. You know what I'm saying? Like he does say it how he says it. He loves to drop little hints and stuff like that when he's talking to people as well. Little things that when you go back and you look at his interviews, you're like, oh shit.
Listen, I may not agree with his whole freaking passing the peace pipe, smoking peace pipe shit, but you know what? I do say, hey, this dude, I take him at his word. Whatever he says he's going to do, or whatever he says is going forward with the company has come to pass. Bro, he said we getting companies, we got them. He said I'm putting out the best system, we got it. You know, so when he says, hey, we ain't never going to lose the power narrative again, I believe his ass. He's not going to let that happen. He's a developer too. You know, he's first, he's right in there. He's in the mix. You know, and so unless Sony is planning to put out a powerhouse machine, all this speculation, you talking about this 12 T-flops and all, you want to tell Tweet, that's not coming next year, bro. That's not coming in 2019, so stop it. If you think it's coming in November next year, it's not. The X is the most powerful console right now. What are we at, 6.5 T-flops?
Yeah.
You think Sony's dropping a 12 T-flop machine with a better CPU and all that good shit next year? You bugging. Not even 2020, bro. So it's 2021. Thing is, that's it. They played their hand. They've been playing this since 2016. They've been playing the same hand. They can't do it no more. It's just ridiculous that they, instead of just bowing out gracefully and letting their third party whatever come at E3, they're gonna step out. And everybody's like, "Oh, this is great. This is great."
My whole thing here is I feel that, you know, the gamers out there who like to experience, you know, the range of games that are on multiple platforms and stuff to that, I feel like you guys, like, you know, need to go out and say something, you know, because there's so many Sony extremists like kind of vouching for this whole thing on how it's such a great idea and stuff like that. There's got to be groups of people out there to let them know that this isn't cool. We like to see everything all in one area. Like, I don't want to see E3 go away. That's one of my favorite times of the year. I love doing kind of like the live streams. I love seeing the new games when they come out with new hardware, the presentation. I love that stuff, yo.
I agree with you too, wholeheartedly. Like everyone always says, hey, this was, well, you know what? E3 was technically, when you know, in its conception, it was for you know, merchants and for developers to show the merchants what they were putting out there, for the merchants to put it out for their, you know, consumer base. That's the conception of E3, right? Like that's how it pretty much started before, but it's become like Fred said, like you guys said, the Super Bowl of gaming, the Olympics of gaming, the World Series of gaming. Like you look for, I take off work in freaking June, July, you know what I mean? Because of that, whatever E3's coming, I take a week off like it's vacation, dogs.
Yeah, brother.
That's just me. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And that's probably all of us. It's probably all of gaming that does this. You know what I mean? So for Sony to sit there and because they played their hand, I mean, I don't see why they would do this.
Because they got the lead, man. That's exactly why. Like, in terms of like the consumer's eye, the market's eye, you know, because like people are still focused on hardware sales when we all know what really makes money in the video game industry, and people within the industry, they know it too. All right, we know it's the software, but that hardware sales number, they feel like they are kings of the world. They are on top of Mount Everest, and nobody can knock them down. I think we've been in this boat before with them, though, to be really honest.
Those numbers don't mean shit, man. Yeah, all right, you sold a lot of units. That's because Grandma Jane bought little Timmy a goddamn console. That shit don't mean shit.
Shout out to Grandma Jane. Yo, I need a couple games, Grandma.
Grandma Jane, little Timmy.
Little Timmy wanted that game.
Little Timmy wanted to play Resogun in 1080p. Like, get the fuck out.
Yo,
come on.
All right, man. Yeah, I'm gonna give you a little bit of a rest here, brother. And yo, guys, just to let you know, this isn't even Knox going off on a rant. You want to hear him go off on a rant? Bring him into Crucible in Destiny 2. Then you will hear him go off on a rant. Yeah.
I was playing Iron Banner, my dude. I almost broke that.
I know.
An elite controller was a casualty. I slammed the shit on the floor.
Oh damn it, dude! Damn, brother, you're like
it's all good.
New York
It's all
City's
good.
Bill Burr, man. Like
it wasn't my Wolverine. It wasn't my Razor Wolverine, so I'm good.
Yo, Mega. I know, we were both on shows last night. We talked about this, but it just seems like this is a topic, man. It just keeps adding fuel. Like, the more I think about it, the more I get irked at what's going on here for the gamers. For the people that go out there. I know we almost we plan to make a pilgrimage to E3, kind of. You know what I'm saying? Us as gaming YouTubers and stuff. And to me, it's like Yoshida and Sony just kind of coming over here and right in the face, like, nah, you're not doing that. Like, you're not seeing us there. But what do you think about this, man?
Well, I do look at it as a disgrace to the PlayStation fan. To gamers all alike. I mean, for people that have buys multiple consoles, that live for this moment to see these games, to be, to see what's coming on the horizon. I mean, and I don't want to hear the excuses from some of these fanboys out here, because I mean, I've heard a couple of doozies, right? But you don't start something and then be there for 24 years and then all of a sudden, we just kind of want to just kind of step away from it right now. The excuses about E3 dying and E3 is not the same as it used to be. I mean, we've been hearing these rumors for a long time.
It hasn't been the same with Sony. That's for damn sure. Like,
well, yeah.
They've been cutting it short and then running out of the conference. Like, yo, seriously.
Right. And this is the thing of it right here, right? So, like, you hear these rumors and all these speculations and things like that, right? But you have to be there to see it yourself. Like that right there, because I mean, I was in that same boat from hearing it from other people saying, E3 is just not the same as it used to be. You go out there to E3 and you see the world.
Dude, you said you had a blast over there.
You see the world. It is the world out there. It is I mean, Lemon brought up something that I like I said, I don't be bragging about shit. I just don't be doing that stuff. But I got interviewed by some people from Sweden. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm out there standing on stage. I'm out there and Lemon's doing his little thing and stuff for his video. And I'm standing in line, ready to go into the Xbox Center. And then, he says my name. And then there's a guy standing right there. He says, "Whoa, UK Mega? UK Mega from the 405U?" And he comes just start grabbing me. He was a big ass dude too. I was like, "Oh shit, I didn't know he was gonna beat me up." You know what I'm saying? Like, Jesus Christ. You know what I'm saying? But no, it was like it was a thing like this is you know what I'm saying? Like Delilah, Megatron, there's so many other people out there that's been out there, 100, all these people that sit there and say, "Man, you got to experience it." You know what I'm saying? And then going out there and seeing people that you've been following, you've been listening to, because I used to be I'm still a fan, but I was a diehard fan before I started this YouTube shit, and to see Tim Dog and I know Downer be on some crazy shit with his politics, but Downer was a really cool guy. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? Everybody nice, everybody cool, everybody's approachable. Like, I'm talking to people from Remedy and the people that made, that made Strange Brigade and talking to the guy that did IDX Box and like talking for people from Capcom and I'm like, and this
you
is
get
my
shunned by your Kojima. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't want to do the blast because I did the blast on GRG about Kojima, but other than that, you know what I'm saying, everybody else was so approachable, man, and it was just like. You know what I'm saying? If you are a real fan of gaming, that is, you know what I'm saying? If you are truly a true gamer like you say you are, you have to give yourself that blessing to go out there and be amongst your peers. Because I've seen people that was as old look like they're in their late 60s, 70s out there, and I've seen people as young as look like they're in their teens. And they had, and you know what I'm saying, or young adults that had their kids with them out there at E3. It was amazing. And so the fact of it is that for Sony to do this, you're taking away from something for PlayStation fans to gravitate to. Like, I mean, I know that a lot of people jump on Microsoft or feel for holding everything tight to the vest, but I think everybody should just back off right now and understand why he has been keeping things close to the vest. Hey, if Pred and Knox is right, and Amazon and Google is going to be at E3, if not this year, but in 2020, all bets are off. You know what I'm saying?
They definitely coming.
Bro.
They definitely coming, Mega. Like they
at
least getting in on this ground floor with the scale with this like streaming gaming.
Hold on, Knox, I gotta ask you something, man, because if you and Pred kind of hinted at Amazon and Google, do you think this was one of the reasons why they're like, you know what, we're not going this year?
They haven't confirmed they're coming yet, though, so they wouldn't know.
No, I don't think that. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Knox.
No. I don't think that's why Sony's not coming at all. I think Sony just doesn't have a hand to play. So this is their best move. Because look, we're all talking about it, right? So regardless,
but we're not talking about it in a great way. That's for damn sure.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Bad publicity is still publicity. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like,
it does matter. I disagree with that point, Knox. It is publicity, but we're going to start to see. No, but we're going to actually start to see who is really about gaming and who is about the console war bullshit.
But that's what I'm saying, Mega. Like, they know where they are. Don't think for a second that Sony does not know the position that they hold. They know it. And they are taking full advantage of it. Like I said, only Sony can do this and have everyone in the industry saying, hey, not everybody in the industry is accepting this. I won't agree with that, because I have seen people in the media blast their ass. You know what I'm saying? We do know that there are people, there are bigger YouTubers and people, and then there's some media that think that this is a smart strategy. But there are a lot of people in the media, and there are a lot of big YouTubers as well that's like, this is bullshit. No, you're right. There are, but there are more people. There are more people in the media saying, "Oh my God, what a brilliant move!" Sony is seeing that E3 is a dying fad, and thus are moving forward. That's what you see the majority of people saying. Something they weren't saying 24 hours ago. They were not saying anything like that. That was not even a thing.
Yeah, nobody was saying before the announcement.
It was whispering, yeah, because I was hearing 2 years ago that people were saying that Gamescom.
The rumblings were between PAX. The rumblings were about PAX and E3, which is better.
No, it wasn't. There were people back when Xbox did their killer show at Gamescom, that there were people out there saying that Gamescom is bigger than E3. I remember it. I remember that too. I remember that too. But then that fell to the wayside in about a month. You know what I mean? Right, and that's the thing that I'm saying right here. This shit, that's what I'm saying. This will separate the true gamers from the bullshitters. Because the fact of it is, look, if Microsoft did this, there is no way, and you know I'm a Microsoft dude, but I could not co-sign no bullshit like that.
No,
like,
I would not. If Microsoft...
Nintendo, just think about this. Look at Nintendo and the ridicule that they got just by even not having a.
Dude,
Treehouse was getting ripped.
I've been waiting to say that. Like, when it comes down to it, I don't want people thinking just because Sony is doing this, like, that's why I'm like upset about this. Yo, when Nintendo decided that they weren't going to go live, they weren't going to be on stage and show their games on stage, I was pissed off about it. You could go back and check my YouTube channel and see with the videos where I talked about that. I was not happy about that whatsoever. And with what people are saying about, E3 dying, and anytime I saw that, it was when people brought up hey, you realize like Sony didn't even go an hour and a half for their show. You realize they only did like 45 minutes and then they took off, and people were like, yeah, Nintendo's doing the Treehouse, and Sony was just like, E3's dying, so we're gonna leave now and stuff like that. A lot of times it was in defense of what Sony was doing on stage that people were saying that this conference is dying.
And that's what I'm concerned about, though. I'm sorry, Fred, but are other companies going to follow suit? Is this going to become a thing because now Sony did it? You know what I mean?
Well, think about this for a second. All right, go ahead, Fred. Look at their last 3, maybe 4 E3s.
I'll go 3. I'll go 3.
3?
Yeah,
maybe 3. And how bad they were, right? Like, I think the last one I really enjoyed was the Uncharted 4 one. Well, they finally revealed that. But like, all right, we'll start with this last one. All right, a lot of fluff, 4 games. They move people around. It was like a really bad show.
They were playing a goddamn kazoo on a barn.
Yeah, and so the one before that was basically the same one before that. So like the writing was kind of on the wall in the first place. How they, not really say how they felt, but like what they were bringing to the table, and it's just been a slow decline, and people accepted it. Like, oh, that was awesome. They won E3. I'm like, no, they didn't. I mean, like, there's more y'all saying they did. So it makes it seem like it's right. But this is my challenge to the Sony fans out there. Voice your concern. Don't sit up and say this is okay. Like, stop doing that shit. Like, y'all been acting like they do no wrong this whole fucking generation. And here they are doing something.
Exactly. And you know what? It's not even the Sony fan, because even I think the Sony fan holds them to task. It's the fanboy. It's that corrupt individual, because real fans of gaming, because real fans of gaming are Sony fans, are Microsoft fans, are Nintendo fans. They're fans of gaming, period. Mm-hmm. Real fans of gaming are going to be like, yo, what you doing, bro?
You remember how mad we were as Xbox fans when they canceled Scalebound and Fable?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Anger that we had? I've never seen that from the Sony side. And here's the perfect opportunity for them to have it right now.
Right. No. And also, on top of all of this,
they make excuses for them instead.
They have been making. That's what I'm saying. It's time to start separating the bullshit from the real shit, right? Because the thing of it is, overall, is that we, as gamers, regardless, like I said, of whatever your preference are, we do want to see E3 is the spot to where even if you can't be out there, you do want to sit back and watch what's going on. You do want to see those highlights on GameSpot, or you know what I'm saying, or IGN of what was shown, what was out there. You know what I'm saying? Fred alluded to it. Great. Like you said, we talked about it on GRG. What is this going to do with the marketing deals? Now, I know that Sony is going to do the same thing like they did with the PlayStation 4, and they're going to go out there and they're going to show the PlayStation 5, and they're going to talk about a couple of things. They might show a couple of highlights for the game and then get people hyped. And then those fanboys are going to say, see, I told you. But there's no 2019 PlayStation 5. I'm telling you, that's
not happening. That's not happening.
That's not happening because of 2 reasons. Because one reason is because you need that momentum to get people to start pre-ordering your console. E3 is the biggest place to where you can have people all over the world to see your shit. Every media, all types of media from around the world will promote that.
Well, see,
PSX, TG, the Paris show, and then the TGX, the shit out there in Japan, Gamescom. None of those are it brings in the world media like E3 does. You can say E3 is dying, but I'm telling you, the world is out there.
I was gonna say that Sony will invite like a bunch of media in there. When it comes to the media, I hear what you're saying, Mega, and you're making a great point. I just thought at first like Sony will just invite a bunch of media to whatever show that they're having, but at the end of the day, like we're saying, this is the spot. This is the Olympics. Like it's almost it's shocking to be talking about this on a gaming podcast right now. Like I remember Nintendo with the Treehouse. Like I said, I was pissed off. I was like, how are they going to do that to the gamers that go there? and they want to experience like having Nintendo on stage and Xbox on stage, PlayStation on stage, showing them what they have for the future of the platforms. And I'm like, you know, I said it when it came to Nintendo, and then Sony takes it like 2 steps forward, and they're like, you know what, we're not even showing up there. So I mean, I'm highly disappointed about this. And
I definitely am. And one last point on this is that I find to be very very interesting on all of this is that I heard a rumor. I don't know if this is true or not, that Nintendo is going to have their first conference at E3 now. And really? Yeah, that's what I heard. I don't know if that's true or not, but you know what I'm saying, that's the rumor. And if that's true, and you know that Microsoft and Nintendo has kind of been kind of like this buddy a little bit. If this is now the time for Microsoft to take full advantage of PlayStation shortcomings.
You're leading right into the next topic, brother.
Oh, okay, sorry.
No, it's a good thing, yeah.
That's the segue. So that's the thing right there. And Nintendo, you know what I'm saying? For PlayStation's dominance, will PlayStation do the same thing that they did after the PlayStation 2 started the PlayStation 3? You know what I'm saying? By being too overconfident, saying that they shit don't stink to where we can do whatever they want to because we have a fan base of fucking
they've
cattle.
They've been doing it.
And fucking cattle, and we'll just sit and they'll follow it, and we can save money for one, and then two, make money off of fools that want to come out there and watch our show at a damn movie theater, instead of having it traditionally done to where you can have it streamed and you can do this and that. I don't know, man. Like I said, Microsoft and Nintendo has a great opportunity to start shutting shit down for this year. And the X will still be, in 2019, the most powerful console to date.
Okay.
That's going to say something, and that might even draw in some more third parties.
Well, yeah, we got through the negativity, you know, going in and voicing our displeasure in terms of, you know, all gamers, you know what I'm saying? And checking out what goes on in multiple platforms. So now I want to switch it to possibly, you know, something positive here. Like Xbox has a kind of like a golden goose, like sitting on a silver platter right now. In terms of having E3, you know, they have the main stage right now, and we're talking about Scarlet coming out in 2020. I gotta ask, I'm gonna go to Pred first, like before like he nods off on us or something like that here. Yo, Pred, do you think that Xbox is gonna take advantage of this and really go all out for E3 hardware, software, and kind of use it for a Scarlet unveiling, man?
You know, Phil kind of came out and said, can't wait to show y'all what's coming in 2019 E3. So that was an awesome troll moment, by the way, after everything went down.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But I really hope they do, because they've been kind of sitting back, you know, quiet, you know, since they made all these purchases and, you know, just slowly trickling stuff out. And we know they got a lot of shit to show. We know they got a lot of shit coming, right?
Well, you already talked about Ninja Theory in 2019, right?
Yeah, and I mean, Gears next year. I mean, like, we know they got some hitters coming next year. We know they got a lot of stuff brewing in the pipe because of the fact they just bought all these fucking studios, you know? So now whether we see those games in 2019 or 2020 is a different story, but we should see them, like visually see them, like at E3, something like that. At least a little hint and teaser. And if they have it, this will be the perfect time to show it. But what I don't want them to do is what Sony did and just blow their load early and reveal too much shit too soon. You know, when they don't really need to, because Sony's not coming. It's like,
but why not show your new hardware and your launch lineup, dude? Like, I don't think that's too much right there.
If it's ready,
yes,
ready. If it's ready, they plan on releasing it.
Yes, good shit, Brett.
But if they're not going to show it for another 2 years, don't even talk about it. Just hang on to it. Because what you don't want to do is let Sony see what you're doing.
Exactly.
Because they're not going to be at E3. Why show them? Just be like, you know what? You ain't going to come? We ain't going to show you.
I freaking agree. I agree.
I mean, who cares who wins E3? One of your main competition ain't going to be there in the fucking first place. So show up, show Fable, Like
people are still gonna be like, "Yo, Sony won."
Yeah, I mean, and that's just the nature of the beast. But just show up, show Fable, and show Gears, and Ori if it ain't out but yet by then, and just some of the shit we ain't seen yet. It's like, I swear, if they come up there with maybe 2-3 exclusives from brand new exclusives that we ain't seen before, on top of what we already know is coming, done deal. Forza Motorsports 18 or whatever the fuck is next.
See,
and like, just let
dude,
it go.
here's the thing, yo, Phil Spencer believes in the 12 to 18 month window, right? So, if you're looking at June 2019, you look at 12 months, that would be June 2020. But if you look at 18, that brings you into the holiday season of 2020. All right. So to me, it's not too far-fetched to think that they could reveal hardware.
They don't have to do it at E3. You know when they can do it?
Oh, don't even say it. Don't.
You know when they can do it?
No, don't.
Say it.
Don't. But go ahead.
They can show it at XO 20.
The Hugs and Kisses conference, man.
Yeah.
Hugs and kisses, baby. Hugs and kisses.
XO 2019. They can show some stuff in E3 and then see what Sony does.
And you know what? To me, that's the better strategy. I agree with Predator. Like that would actually be the better strategy. And I think even Phil Spencer knows that shit himself, bro.
No. See, to me, like, Phil Spencer, he came out and he said the power narrative, they're never losing that, right? Now, what you have to do, like, in my opinion, they were a little more coy these past couple of years because they knew what was going on in-house. They knew they had to restructure things. They knew they had to get more studios, and they were working hard, kind of like behind the scenes. I think moving into 2019 into 2020, they have to get a lot more aggressive with their marketing and showing stuff. I feel like that right there will help out their cause a lot more.
Well, after Crackdown, what do they really have next year?
Gears.
Ori and Gears.
That's it.
Ori and Gears.
And most likely Ashen.
Ori's are holiday. Ashen's coming this year.
Ashen, the developers have said that it's still coming this year.
That Ori
so it's coming next month?
I think it's coming December.
Yeah, next month.
Yeah, I guess we are in November, duh.
That's going in Game Pass, right? So I'll be happy with that, yo. Let it drop in December. I'll play it in Game Pass, man. No doubt.
They really can't show a lot. I mean, be really.
And my thing is, they don't need to, because right now with the X, although it's going to be the lower man on the totem pole, right? It's still going to be the definitive system come mid to late 2019, right? Mm-hmm. Correct?
Yeah.
Correct. So they don't have to announce anything at E3 regarding the next system.
Don't do this. Don't pacify what a show that could absolutely be huge. Like, I don't want them worrying about other people in the industry. I want them thinking about their house and pushing it forward aggressively. That's what I want to see, brother.
And yes, and they are, because right, they are touting forward compatibility, right? Like, you got an X, the X, like I said, the X is going to be the lower man on the totem pole, right? But it's still going to be part of the family. So anything that they announce coming out on the X is going to be Scarlet. It's going to be for the more powerhouse system, whatever it's called. Well, you know what I mean? Like, if
that's the case, they got to show it running on the newer hardware. You know what I'm saying?
They do, but not necessarily at E3 next year. Oh. They can do it at XO. Well, drop the mic there. You know what I mean? Get everybody on board with future stuff. I mean, you can do it at E3, absolutely. I mean, it would still be big. You do it at E3. There's no bigger place to do it.
It's the Olympics. We just said it. It's the Olympics.
Yeah. Better yet, do what they did with the X. Discuss it at E3, right?
No, I don't think that would work.
Discuss it at E3, show it at XO.
Yes.
That I would be disappointed in that. But yo, guys, like, Knox was talking about like new hardware and forwards compatibility and stuff like that. He put together the segue for pretty much our last topic here. And that would be our brother Brad Sams came out with an article talking about a revision to the Xbox One S coming in 2019, and it is something that people kind of had to look twice with, because in the picture it was the Xbox One S, but it had no disc tray. And people are like, what the hell is going on with that? So yeah, it seems that they are going to come out with an Xbox One S with no disc tray, and they're going to do a redemption program where you take your discs into a Microsoft store or another store that's participating in this program, and you trade in your physical disc and you get a digital code. So basically, if you want to get an Xbox One S and you want all your games digital, you will have that choice in 2019. Yo, Mega, what do you think about this, brother? I know you do PC gaming, so you do download a lot of games. I do think that you have a lot of digital games on your Xbox as well. Do you think this is a smart move, like a year before they're possibly coming out with brand new hardware?
Yeah, more options the better. I'm gonna have to go back to some because I didn't get a chance to say what I wanted to say about the last topic, and then I'll finish up on this. Yo, but I just wanted to make
moderator
this point
messed up, man. I do it sometimes.
No, it's fine. I just wanted to make this point of saying, I think what Pred was alluding to is probably the smartest strategy for Xbox, because they have a whole year to just dabble with whatever they want to, with all the content that they have that they most likely will have available. You go out there and show the stuff that's going to be coming out in.
Are you walking away from the mic, dude?
Can you hear me?
You're getting staticky now. Oh no.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Oh, there you go. Oh, that's bad.
Yeah, it's
okay. Hold on.
It's very staticky.
That's better. Go back.
Go ahead, Mega. Just talk regular. You should be good.
Hold on.
There he is.
No, you're good. You're good.
Okay. I had to switch something out. Okay. Anyway, regardless, what I was going to say on this was that, I'd like the strategy of that. You know what I'm saying? Go to E3. You know what I'm saying? There's really no pressure in the sense of you got to go all out at E3. You got to have a really strong E3 like you did this year, but then yet you still have, if you're going to have another XO, you could blow the doors off there as well. See the fact, and we don't even know if they're going to do something at XCOM either. So they have 3 opportunities to kill any speculations about anything, while Sony will have potentially 2. So, you know what I'm saying? And Nintendo has the same thing as well. They can sit there and have a conference or treehouse in Nintendo, do their thing, then have whatever that they'll have at the end of the year as well before what PlayStation will show. The fan base will feed off of the PlayStation 5 hype, but that shit ain't coming out until 2020. Xbox will still have the X. Xbox will still have games. They will finally start getting rid of that whole shit about no AAA games coming out in 2 years, all that type of stuff. Because when Gears drops, Gears is going to be phenomenal. Whatever, if Hellblade's game is going to be dropping as well, that's going to be crazy. If it don't drop this year, we know that's going to be dropped in the beginning of 2019. So they still in the driver's seat.
Games. So that's one of the craziest.
Well, I'm just making that point. I'm saying like
no. I feel you.
They have plenty of room. They have plenty of room to spread everything around. Like I said before, I think people can finally lay off of Phil and the team out there for sitting there holding things close to the chest, because as you see, if you show shit too early and you don't have anything to show except for the same stuff. You
guys have been drinking off the Don's wine collection or something, man.
Well, no, I mean, I agreed with that. Like, the only thing that I've always stated about what Microsoft's shortcoming is that they don't advertise worth a damn. Hopefully that they'll start doing that, but I definitely hope that they do that. But anyway.
That's a part of aggressive marketing as well,
yeah, they need to be aggressive. Like, I'm looking at college football today, and I'm seeing buy PlayStation. That shit shouldn't be all about PlayStation. You should have, at least on the NBA side, since you got a marketing deal with 2K now, that there should be Xbox shit all going down. You got Madden. I want to see more Madden commercials. I want to see more stuff sponsored by Xbox. You know what I'm saying? If PlayStation got FIFA now, they damn sure going to start doing that shit in Europe and all over the world. You got to start making that shit. And one thing that Xbox needs to do more than anything is take back home base. You know what I'm saying? Let all these people, don't get it twisted. Xbox is an American-made company. You know what I'm saying? Microsoft is American. You need to take home base back. Let PlayStation have Japan, because that market in Japan is nowhere near.
They're always going to have it.
America.
They're always going to have it.
Back. Advertise your ass off and take back your home spot. PlayStation kicking your ass in advertising everywhere. That's atrocious.
Mm-hmm. And anyway, I'm telling you, the first step to that is a bang out E3, and I feel like they got to do it really aggressive. But we will agree to disagree. I will be the only one on this panel, and I will stick by what I think they should do, and we'll see what happens in the future, brother. But the 1S, no disc tray. Like, what do you think about that, man?
I think people are very rational. I just don't get it. I mean, options is always good for the consumer. It doesn't matter if you don't want the disc, don't buy the shit. But for people that buy digital and they want things digital and things are more and with that to be more affordable, there's people out there that don't want to spend extra coin because they might have kids in college, or they might have they just might be just living check to check like I do and just sit there and just like, shit, I don't feel like buying no damn no Xbox, but this might be the thing for me. You know what I'm saying? So I think when people get over, you know what I'm saying, get too overly irrational about, you know what I'm saying, because it's something that you don't like, it's not for you. You have the option. Keep what you got. Make sure that Xbox makes a console that has a disc drive in it for you to buy. You know what I'm saying? If you're willing to pay extra for it, so be it. But for the people out there that don't want to pay extra for it, let them have the opportunity instead of your ass bitching about what you don't like.
Brother.
That shit to me is the most dumbest thing ever when it comes to gamers. Who gives a fuck about your shit? Is my money. You worry about what you like. You know what I'm saying? I don't knock you for what you like and what you don't like. So don't knock somebody else for having an opportunity to get something else if it's cheaper, if it's more affordable, and if it's something that they might be interested in.
Bro, you talk about cheaper. If you read the article, Brad Sam says they can go as low as $100 for this S. Dude, that right there is insane to me. To get an Xbox One S for $100, just because it doesn't have a disc tray, you can, you got digital libraries, you got Game Pass as well, where you could just pay $10 a month and play all the games that are in Game Pass. Dude, if it's $100, do you think a lot of people would gravitate towards that option right there, man?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that it's just a smart move. It's where Microsoft is trying to get as many people on board to to have a chance to try to get to Game Pass, to have a chance to have to just get so they can start having that software just be pushed out. Also, the fact that now this is a rumor. I have no idea about this. This could be just all speculation, but I've even heard from some people that said that if they take out the disk drive, they can have the opportunity to have that to put in the components to make the Xbox One S a true 1080p machine. Now that part I don't know if that's true. Then what the hell is wrong with that? Because then that falls into a point where you get a system that is more powerful than its predecessor, and the fact that it's going to be setting up for everything for where you don't leave anybody behind, because you have games that'll be 1080p. You'll do this, and we know that Microsoft has been thinking ahead about this, and just like with music, where everybody was all about the CDs and all that, everybody's still buying digital, and it's the same thing with everything. Let the mortar stores and GameStop and all these people out here start falling in with the times. People feel more comfortable with digital. It's happening. Just don't alienate the people that still want to buy physical You know what I'm saying? And don't alienate them from if they want a disc tray. Just make them pay more for it. That's if they really want it that bad. And I guarantee you, there'll be some people be like, shit, I ain't paying that extra $50 for no disc drive. I'll just go ahead and get this shit digital. You know what I'm saying? So it's just that thing. That's how I just look at it. I mean, it's just good business sense. More options, the better.
Yeah, I got you, brother. Like I didn't even think about like possibly adding more components into the hardware to give it more of a power boost. Because when I first heard about this, I was thinking about a way, because we all know as they're moving forward, they might have done away with generations, but they're looking kind of like at the cell phone marketing model. And, you know, the last one in that line, the least powerful one, eventually gets cut off. And I was thinking that they're trying to find a way to keep the Xbox One S relevant for a longer period of time moving into Scarlet. And that's interesting right there, talking about possibly putting in, you know, more power under the hood, because you have all that space there to put something, because there's no disc tray. That's something right there. That's something to look into, man.
I mean, like I said, I don't know if it's true or not, but I think that if they could do that, then that would be a smart move.
Definitely. Yo, Knox, what do you think about this, brother? I'm not even sure, like, when it comes to your game library, if it's mostly digital, if you still pick up discs. So let us know where you're at that point, and then let us know what you think about the possibility of this new S coming out in 2019, man.
I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I didn't even know that was a thing, especially that you can take your discs. You know what I got? I'm gonna tell you what I got. I got 2 closets filled with boxes with my 360, with my Wii, with my GameCube, with my PS2, with my full of games I'm never going to play, and they are just taking up space. They are just box upon box of hard copies of games that I'm never going to play, because realistically, I'm just never going to play them, right? Like, I'm not going to pull my PS2 out of the closet to play the games. So, yes, this would be awesome. I mean, just the fact that I can go and take my disc, even if I don't want to buy the discless X, I mean S. I already got the X, right? So I'm not going to go get that. But if I wanted to, and convert my hard copy into a digital copy, hell yeah, I'm on board.
That's a great program right there, man.
Yeah, bro, yeah. Absolutely. That goes right beside the freaking.
Hey, Mega can bring his Lords of Shadow, the disc one, and get the digital again, yo.
Yo, my dude, I was trying to play Lords of Shadow the other day, for real, when me and you spoke about it. And I'm looking at it, I'm looking for it on the X, right? I'm looking for it in the store. I don't find it. I keep finding crappy part 2, right? Everybody knows part 2 is ass. But
K Mega might say something different on that, by the way.
Nah, Lords of Shadow 1 is the shit.
That is the shit. I haven't played the second one yet. I want to, though.
And I'm looking, well, which you can if you want, because they'll advertise it all over the place. You can't get part 1 though. So I'm like, damn, man, I'm gonna have to go dig in the crates and get my Lords of Shadow disc out and see if it'll run on my. So having that happen, just me being able to go and do that, I'll go do that. I'm not gonna buy the S because I don't need it. I have an X. I already have a regular S with the disc drive. And I'm always going to buy something with a disc drive, just in case. You know what I mean? But hell yeah, that's an option, because it is a sign of the times. It's what's happening now. You know, like that's.
I was going to say, Knox, you know what's awesome about that program? The more I'm thinking about it, I think everybody on the panel, we're kind of in the know when it comes to the video game industry. I know the chat is as well. So, software is where these companies make the money. What kind of an olive branch is having a program like that where you're not going to make money off of the digital sale of a game to somebody, and you're just like, you know what? Trade in the hard disk and we'll give you the digital code. That's money out of their pocket right there.
No, yeah. And I mean, it's only going to entice. It should anyway, right? Because in theory, that's what they want to do, right? They want to entice the consumer. Come aboard with us. Come with us. Bring your library with you. And that's what we should be able to do. I shouldn't have a box. I shouldn't have 2 boxes put away in like freaking 2 closets somewhere with my stuff. Right? I have a PS4. Why the hell I can't play my PS2 games on it? You know what I mean? Like, why can't I play my PS3 games?
You can. You got to do PS Now though, and you got to like.
Oh, no! I gotta rent it. And why I'm gonna rent what I own? So it's either dust off what I have in the closet and pop the shit in, or nothing at all. Meanwhile, Microsoft and Xbox are bringing you hey, you bought it, it's yours, you own it. Come on down, come across here, bring it with you, baby. Go ahead. You want to play that joint? Go ahead.
I like it.
Go ahead. It's a great move. I mean, I don't see nothing wrong.
I'm going to go to my local game exchange when this program starts up, and I'm going to go get the backwards compatible, like original Xbox titles, and then buy them there dirt cheap, and then bring them to trade them in, and get the digital code and have them on my X. Yeah.
Hell yeah. I mean, if I can do it and bring my, and I'm gonna bring tomorrow, I'll go do it. Shit. If I could go put my whole library of games digital, so I never have to pop in a disc, because I hate doing that too.
We are lazy Americans. Well, you got to get up, change the disc. What does this look like? 1997? Like, come on, man.
You're right. You're right.
Yo, Pred, what I gotta hear your thoughts on this, man. Like, what do you think about, like, at first, because, you know, I'm thinking 2020 they're gonna come out with the cloud box, you know, along with the Project Scarlet and everything. I'm like, man, they are crowding the hardware here. Like, I do still think that somewhat, but what do you think, brother?
Sorry, I'm in the middle of a yawn. I would say,
I'm sorry. Are we boring you, sir?
I usually go to bed pretty early.
I got you. Well, I appreciate you guys like hanging out with me like a half hour later, man.
I woke up pretty late last night, but I went to bed pretty late last night listening to K-Mank's ass. I'll give you 2 different scenarios.
Sorry.
I think it's bad timing, personally, for them to discuss this right before the biggest holiday season to sell Xboxes.
Yo, and Brad Sams was like, "Yo, great news coming tomorrow." Did you see that? Like,
yeah. And like, I'm like, okay, if this was something they announced at XO and they had it ready for Black Friday, that would be one thing. But we have no idea when this is coming, and we're trying to sell consoles for the holidays. Like, that's kind of, you know, you're fighting against yourself. Now, again, most of the people who are out there shopping are casuals, you know, for the holidays. Everyone who has an S, that listens to this channel, already has an Xbox One S or X, whatever. And I have an X, so I wouldn't go back down and get an S. But if this was something they did this year for the holidays, $100 Xbox with, you know, 6 months of Game Pass or something like that, done. You know, I think like a lot of people will pick this shit up. But, you know, talking about maybe next year, you know, this comes out, or after the holidays. I mean, like, it's like, why talk about it then? If you're not going to actually announce it and put it out in the stores, why even talk about it right now? That's something you save for after the biggest holiday, the biggest part of the year where people buy
keep
consoles.
The buzz going after the holidays, you know, with like teasing more to come.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, but instead, you know, we discuss a console that's not coming out next year. So when people are out there, you know, again, casuals don't know this shit, but, you know, if someone was thinking about picking up an Xbox One S this holiday for, what is it? How much is it now? Like 200?
It's like, yeah, I think it's about 200. I think they knocked 100 off all Xbox Ones, like, across the board. So yeah,
I know they got another one coming out, you know, next year. We did this one with the X, but the X and the S back then was like a huge power difference. But this is like, it's the same console basically, just minus the disc. So I don't know, it's bad timing, but
$100 though, $100, man.
Yeah, and I will say, despite the timing of it, I would love to see it. I mean, I think it'd be a great console. You know, just my daughter still has an S in her room. I would trade that in for this one. We're all digital. We game share here, so I don't have any discs in my house except for maybe like 3 that I just picked up because I wasn't sure if I was gonna like them or not. I want to trade them in, but like my PlayStation stuff, most of that stuff is disc. But I do game share with my stepson, some of his games. But I mean, and you mentioned it earlier before the show finally started that it looks smaller based off of the controller size that they see when it's sitting on top of it, and
it looks a lot smaller, man.
And K Mega said it adds some more components in it to make it a little bit more powerful.
If that's true,
if that's true, but like I mean, there's so many different ways they can go with this. You know, I am personally kind of a little bit off topic here. I'm kind of disappointed they haven't had more custom consoles. Got a lot of controllers.
Dude, did you see the Battlefield 5 Xbox One X, the gold gradient into the black?
Yeah, I saw that.
That was nice, man.
Yeah, I want them. I mean, I'm still hoping they do a Crackdown one personally, even though I don't really. I probably will get Crackdown. I'm scratching my head about it, but
Game Pass, brother, Game Pass.
Yeah, you're right. But I wouldn't mind seeing a custom Crackdown console, but they haven't announced anything like that. And honestly, right now wouldn't be the time to do it. Do that shit like in January, February. Wait for the holidays to end. But the slim, the diskless slim, whatever they're gonna call it. I mean, you know, this is another SKU. A lot of hardware out there, but I mean, you can have like 16 fucking iPads and iPhones and services. Why can't you have that many fucking Xboxes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the only difference is right now, when it comes to Apple, they are presumed number one in that industry for some rhyme or reason. Even though Samsung is right up there on their heels right now, and I feel they got better hardware in comparison. But guys, that's pretty much the end of the show. We got in there, we talked about everything we needed to talk about. Got into the VGAs. Knox actually got into the hangout, which is awesome. I'm glad he was able to come in, you know, even on his phone. That's how we do on Next. And in terms of my computer woes, I will now be checking updates a couple hours before we go live every Saturday just to make sure.
Yo, didn't I tell you that yesterday? I told you that yesterday. Did I
say it? Man, it was, like I said, it was a Windows update on top of an AMD update, and then restart the computer 3 or 4 times, and before you know it, half hour, 45 minutes later, we're good to go, you know? Actually, if you guys really want to know, it was more like an hour and a half, like getting everything straightened out. But huge shout out to the chat. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. Your support is definitely appreciated. You guys are the reason why we come together every Saturday and try to give you the most knowledgeable and entertaining gaming podcast that we can. And it's great to see everybody come in and hang out with us. On that note, like a 40-year-old with a comb over, we gotta get the outro, gotta get the plugs in. Damn it! See, that's what happens when I don't say it for like 3 weeks. I mess it up, yeah. Yo, Pred, why don't you let people know where they can get a hold of you, man? And if you're up to anything throughout the week, any special guest appearances, anything like that, dude.
Predator_H2OS on Xbox, PlayStation, on Steam, Switch as well. I still have it. MySpace. Make sure y'all hop on tonight, man. We get some Battlefield in. So I'm doing that shit. I'm watching this Longhorns game right now, but I will definitely be on in the next 30 minutes or so. And shout out to all the podcasters out there. Showing support and some love to every channel out there, including this one, the shop. K Mega's crappy podcast.
Well, hold on. Let's be real here. K Mega's got an awesome crew on there.
Yeah, he does. I just give him shit.
And Mega is just like that weight kind of. No, I'm just playing. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Is Mega in here? Because usually I would get.
Usually you say something back.
Yeah.
He's
I'm just listening. I'm just listening to that trash. Go ahead.
Well, when it comes to GRG, I definitely want to shout out 108 Dragons, Triple Cup Chuck. Those are my 2 MVPs, man. This past weekend we had 2 shows, one on this channel, one on K Mega's channel, and those guys just knocked it out the park. I didn't even have to do too much. They took over. They did everything for me, man.
That's good, man. But Battlefield tonight.
Nice, brother. Nice. And
vote for Pred.
I was just gonna say, the gameplay, the poll is up. I did not forget this time. I might have screwed up the whole 40-year-old with a comb over thing, but I got the poll live on Twitter. You go to @Xbot448, and it's right at the top of the profile. Real easy to find for you guys. It's going to be between Knox, Pred, and Xbot448. So vote for who you think had the best. Just remember, I had Castlevania Lords of Shadow. All right? Just remember that, okay? Yo, Knoxximus, like I said, yo, Rookie of the Year. Yo, last night you had your debut guest appearance on Crossfire. Your YouTube channel, I see your YouTube channel growing. People are, noticing kind of like the entertaining and informative content that you have on your channel. So why don't you let them know about that and where they can get a hold of you, brother?
No, yeah, man. Like always, you could get a hold of me. PSN, Xbox Live, it's Knoxximus1. Reach out there. You know what I mean? I'm always down to play with dudes and I'm always down to get it in. You know what I mean?
Well,
I pause.
Rewind, start over.
All right. So should I have just rephrased it like, you men and women of the community, come along and play with good old Knoxximus on Xbox Live and PSN. Look, man. It is what it is. It is what it is. Yeah, shit. I'm
just keep going, man. Just go with it.
Yeah. I don't play them shits. I don't play them games like that. I'm just saying, man. Yeah, it was good, man. I love being on Crossfire yesterday too. That shit was hot. It is what it is, man. Shout out to Mooch, Crap, and all of them and shit. That shit was awesome. YouTube bot. And yeah, y'all can always find me right here on the next podcast on Saturdays in Knox We Trust, weekly episode. I try to put it up. Yeah, come chill with a dude. You know what I mean? Come hang out with a nigga.
Nice. And I'm gonna get a T-shirt made that's gonna say "You2 bot." Yeah, and I'm gonna rock that T-shirt. All right. Yo, Mega, what do you have planned for this week coming? And of course, you got to let people know where to get a hold of you to talk games, brother.
Man, what I got planned for this week is, since I'm off a little bit longer, I'm just gonna be playing these games, man, enjoying my little time off, my little vacation, and then head on back to work and then to the grind. But you can always, I'm gonna start streaming. I should have been streaming while I've been off, but I mean, Red Dead was just something I just had to just play. I play different when I stream than I do when I'm playing by myself. So it's a little different situation. It's like what I did with God of War, but definitely want to be jumping on some Battlefield tonight. And I don't know, Don was talking about some Sea of Thieves, but we don't know about that.
Did the new do you know when the new content drops, the arena?
I don't know. I haven't. I've seen it, but I haven't paid attention to it because I've been just playing other stuff and just enthralled.
They're just trying to get you back on the Republican, man. That's
that's cool. I'll bring me, Rachel Maddow, and a couple of other Democrats.
Bring a copy of Detroit, and maybe Blades will get confused.
Maybe Blades might want to come back and tear down that wall. But anyway, no. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? They call me to come on the Republican. I'll be there to represent. You know what I'm saying? This is my crew. We do our thing. Love my Sea of Thieves. But yeah, no, you can catch me on my channel, KMega405. Definitely check out the GRG podcast. We did our show last night. Apologize for it was being so damn long. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, the adult beverages was pouring and we just wouldn't stop. We had a lot of fun. And also check out the ladies from the GWG. You know what I'm saying? That big shout out to Lady Infamous, Delilah, L Boogie, Sharice. Love those ladies. They do good things. And you know what I'm saying? Big shout out to this here, man. And yeah. Thanks for the support. Thanks for the love, man.
Guys,
do what I think.
Again, I thank you guys for hanging out with me a little bit later. You guys know I don't usually have technical problems, or if I do, it's usually in the middle of the show, and I'm here with like duct tape and staples trying to put everything back together or whatnot. But guys, I do appreciate that. The panel, you guys, stuck it out with me. Thank you, brothers. And the chat as well. And huge shout out to O Snaps, who said that she was in the chat entertaining you guys while I was trying to fix everything. I heard that she was talking a lot of smack about me, which I can see that as well. But guys, it is Saturday night. gamers got a game. We got to get our controllers in our hands. So I'm gonna end the show the way I end it. We will check you out next Saturday for the next podcast. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Peace.
Peace.